I'm not the only one going on with a massive amount of drama. Patty Jenkins is here to speak. And I'm going to attach this to, I guess, what I shot yesterday. I think. Oh, it's been such a day. If you want to know all my drama, follow along, and there's videos. If you don't care, we talked about a little bit about this Rogue Squadron. I think I glossed over that in my other portion of this because I didn't care about rumors. Turns out I was right. There's this whole rumor thing about the Rogue Squadron. We got DC stuff that I don't know how to intro this. Becca. We got James Gunn. He says that Superman is a huge priority for DC Studios, if not the biggest. It's a tweet. It's a tweet response. It's more Twitter. It is why people are obsessed with Twitter, and I'm so tired of Twitter. And since everything is interconnected, this was the reference to the Rogue Squadron portion of what Patty Jenkins is saying. Now, please stay tuned to the very end of the video where we do cover the entire tweet, the entire statement of Patty Jenkins, and we're going into a discussion about the James Gunn stuff. But here is the beginning of this whole story. Patty Jenkins, there was a rumor going around that Star Wars Rogue Squadron, the script was a mess. And like I said earlier, I was right to poo-poo this whole rumor stuff because it turns out Patty Jenkins has responded. So Jenkins, according to Bounty in the Comics, was originally announced for Star Wars Rogue Squadron by Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy during the Investor Day of Disney 2020. And Kennedy stated, "And to close today, I couldn't be more excited that our new Star Wars feature film will be directed by Patty Jenkins." So a bunch of fluff. It was supposed to have been out Christmas of 2023. Jenkins would discuss the project with Collider, telling them we're very far into the finishing the treatment, basically, which is pretty big. She would describe the picture on Twitter as the greatest fighter pilot movie of all time. And we see, this is the one where she rollerblades up to get into her fighter pilot gear, and then she goes up and flies away into the wild blue yonder, proving that she's the perfect person to direct a movie because she can rollerblade. And so it was going to be a really huge deal. It was going to be a really, really huge deal for it. But then it was reported that the film was indefinitely delayed by Hollywood Reporter in November of 2021. We also got that Matthew Phony Baloney guy saying that all of these projects were on hold. Between this, the Rian Johnson one, all of these were on hold. And that's right here. Matthew Baloney at Puck magazine would later report the film was shelved due to creative differences rather than a scheduling conflict. He wrote, "I talked to a few insiders this week that said the real culprit was the dreaded creative differences. Specifically, Jenkins couldn't agree on the script with Lucasfilm executives, including Senior VP Michelle Rejwan. The film would be officially pulled from Disney's release calendar this past September," Variety reported. Disney's removed Rogue Squadron. So, and of course, we had all these rumors. A YouTuber called, who is this? The Ankler appeared on John Roach's channel, never heard of him, saying that the Rogue Squadron script was a mess. Snyder states, "I've heard some things about Patty Jenkins. I've heard she's a nightmare. I'm sorry. I hate to be the guy calling a woman a name." Oh, I'm sure you do. "But I get it. Oh my God. Listen, I've said that about countless male directors too," he detailed. So this is just a bunch of rumor stuff. And that was the background of the Rogue Squadron portion of this. And that was the Rogue Squadron backstory of this. Now to the James Gunn backstory. And so DC, we're chasing tweets. "Hey James, please tell us if we're going to see a Superman. We've been starved for the greatest comic book character on the big screen for ages." Yes, of course, Superman is a huge priority, if not for the biggest. Well, we already know that they're shaking stuff up because he got rid of Patty Jenkins over there. And got rid So, reportedly, her script treatment did not fit in with plans for DC. So, there was a thing. Rob, come here. Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera.
Come here.
Yes, I'm coming.
There was this, there was this tweet where, again, we're chasing tweets.
I hate
I'm getting to the point where I don't like it either. Gal Gadot tweeted out a few years ago and announced I was going to play Wonder Woman. I've been grateful for the opportunity, yada yada. And grateful for you. I can't wait to share the next chapter. And she does the Wonder Woman pose. And so she probably got word that they're going to go a different direction because that was the day before. James Gunn tweeted out, yeah, everybody's fired.
You're fired.
Everybody's fired. Patty Jenkins is out. We're probably keeping Gal Gadot. We're probably keeping Henry Cavill. The casting's fine. Here's where we just speculate over like 2 tweets. We had a rumor. What was the rumor? The rumor, through deals outside of its mere existence, never officially made their way to the public. According to Geekosity founder Mikey Sutton's own sources, which we don't know what these sources are. This could be just made up BS for all we know. It could be making them up to... Who the hell's Mikey Sutton? I don't know.
Yeah, he's one of those guys with the contacts, the guys who has... He has a website.
No idea.
Yeah.
What an epic adventure that unites Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Henry Cavill's Superman. The reason for Wonder Woman's solo line ending in a team-up, explaining Sutton, was that the WB CEO, David Zaslav, James Gunn tweeted out this Hall of Justice sort of, here, this is what my priorities are. This is what we want to do.
The details outside of its mere existence never fully officially made their way to the public. Geekosity founder Mike Sutton. Warner Brothers wanted an adventure that unites Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck, Batman.
Patty Jenkins never wanted to do a team-up movie. She wanted Wonder Woman to be her own thing. She didn't want to have to connect it to anything else in the universe. And that was why she didn't want to do a Marvel movie, too. And I think they wanted to put too much pressure on making them all interconnected again. And Patty Jenkins is like, nah, So is that where they're going with this article?
I believe it is.
Okay, all right. Well, then we don't have to read the article because that's what she said when they were offering her a Marvel movie. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably what's going forward. James Gunn is probably going to focus on some sort of Justice League, Hall of Justice, something, because he tweeted that out not too long ago. Which one was it?
It was it was Superman and the other heroes looking over a big table in the DC in the Hall of Justice War Room.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
I remember which one it was because I sent it to you a couple of days ago. And he's been tweeting a lot since there. Wow, you're on Twitter a lot, dude.
Okay, well, he's James
Gunn. He's retweeting too. That's the one. Making plans. That's what he was saying. This tweet. That tweet right there. So I think I'm going to speculate now. It's my turn. I think he wants all of them to be interconnected because of course you do. You don't want these disjointed crappy movies where Superman's bashing people's heads in and Batman's a murderer and Wonder Woman's chopping people's heads off. You want heroes to interconnect and not bore you to death with bad Zack Snyder movies. Zack Snyder movies are bad. There you go. I don't have to have him in my cell phone. And I don't have to kiss his butt. And I'm okay to say that. I am free to say Zack Snyder makes bad movies. Right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Can I get a hallelujah and shab? Zack Snyder makes bad movies.
Go to Jesus.
And we know he does. They're boring and they're drawn out and they're too long. And they take themselves way too seriously. And they're up their own butts. And I don't like movies that are up their own butt. I do not. That is at least one thing. That James Gunn can do is make a movie that's not so up its own butt. So at the very least, maybe they got the right guy in charge who can keep his heroes heroic instead of publicity stunts, instead of these divisive for engagement crap. Because I am so tired of these directors and these executives and these Twitter people even using everything they can to divide everybody. I'll do a good enough job of that myself. Forward with Rob, who's not here right now. He is going to get something. I can't remember what I said to the store for. Oh, that's my brain for you. We got definitive answers and proof of what happened. Patty Jenkins was fired.
You're fired.
Clearly, but it wasn't for a lot of merit. I believe. Well, let's just let her talk, and I'll interject as we go here. This is her tweet. She says, "Sigh, I am not one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process when it became clear that it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I'm still on it, and the project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. Okay, so this is clarifying all of the Rogue Squadron rumors where she was back, she was not, she was fired, she was not. Okay, so this clarifies it. She was going to step back-ish after a long delay and productive development process. Was going to bounce back to Wonder Woman. Now, here's where things get a little spicy. When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make, so I understand these decisions are difficult right now. I'm going to speculate here. She went to James Gunn and said, what can I do to keep on Wonder Woman 3? And he said, hey, we don't even know if we're making Wonder Woman 3 right now. Let's back up a minute, and we're going to indefinitely back burner that one. We need to figure out the Superman stuff first and make sure that we have good Superman movies where he's not offing half of the planet here. I do not want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last 2 Wonder Woman films. She is an incredible character, living in and around her values, makes one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead, with or without me. Walking side by side with Linda Carter, an absolute legend and a beacon of goodness and light, has been a thrill. I have learned so much from her and will cherish her as a friend, mentor, and always. My crew has been like family, and this is a bunch of just kissing butt. And Gal Gadot, where do I even begin? Gal is the greatest gift I've received in this whole journey, a cherished friend, inspiration, and sister. There are no words I can use to convey how magical she is. She is the walking embodiment of Wonder Woman in real life and a better person than the world can imagine. Never once in the millions of moments I have spent with her did I see anything less. She is a gift of this, so just kissing butt. Lastly, most importantly, thank you to the incredible Wonder Woman fans, and for all your love and support. Wonder Woman fans are often the most visible in the media and online, and I want you, are not the most visible. Okay, we're not the most visible. Well, I mean, that's kind of, I'm going to speculate. That's probably because it's a chick thing. You kind of think more women are associated with being fans of Wonder Woman. I guess because the 70s, because women's rights and empowerment or something. Thank you for all this wonderful journey, and keep the Wonder Woman spirit any day that you face your struggles. Okay, so yeah, yada yada, a bunch of kiss butt stuff. So, long story short, this should clear up any of the little speculation-y things. And we even have James Gunn responding here. He says, I can attest that all of Peter and my interactions with you were only pleasant and professional, because I guess there was rumors going around that she was thrown out of the office. That was, I think, I can't even remember what I read now. There's been so much that's happened in the last 2 days in the last video. And I'm sure it'll be stitched together. You can still bring her back and work on a new script, people are saying. So, yeah, it looks to me like they didn't know what timing they're going to do another Wonder Woman movie at all, if at all. They're going to focus more, much more on Superman. He's going to be the top priority. They want to focus more on Superman. They want to get that right. Regardless of, I don't think it's going to be the J.J. Abrams thing. I think they're going to quietly scrap that. They are kind of blessed with and cursed with, in my opinion, the Snyder verse. Because the actors have been amazing. The actors have been really, really, the movies, some of them not so great. Most of them not so hot, unless, you like them, and then people are going to be like, Ree, we don't want to hear your opinion. So, that is what really happened, according to Patty Jenkins, according to James Gunn. And I'm glad I kind of glossed over the rumors the first time around. If I have to pick them up, then ignore me saying I glossed over them. Bye, Mecca.
I'm Rob off camera.
And we're see you guys back in the chat.
Later.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
You're fired!